Welcome everyone. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, Georgia with my friend Tyler, and we are at an old abandoned YMCA camp. But more importantly, this was used as the filming locations from Sleepaway Camp number 2 and number 3. I did a filming location of part 1 of Sleepaway Camps a couple years ago, but now this is time for part 2 and part 3. Camp Rolling Hills and Camp New Horizons, both filmed right here at this now abandoned camp. Let's go check it out. Join us, shall you? Check out this old water tower, just trees growing up all around it. It's all rusted out and awesome, leading into the camp. That tree is growing right around the metal railings of the water tower. You definitely got to wade through a lot of thorns, so definitely wear your long pants, because you're going to get some pricklies. Look at those thorns. Try to get rid of some of this, get rid of some of the snakes out of here. Snakes and bugs, and hopefully no ticks. You got it, man. Just bonsai it.
God. This place is crazy thick.
And then right over here is the pool. And you can actually see the diving board. Right there, that's where the diving board used to be. I think there was actually a building over there at one time too. But this is actually the actual pool where a lot of the scenes happened. In fact, there was a crane shot basically right where I'm standing. If you go way up high where you can see the mess hall and you can see the L-shaped swimming pool.
So how long have you been coming here?
Oh, about 3 years.
I live with my dad. We get along okay.
If you throw me in that water, I'll kill you.
Oh, yeah?
Right here between these two trees was where the flagpole was. So the flagpole would have actually been right here, mounted in the ground, going up to the sky. Flagpole's gone right here at the end of the pool. Right there's where the flagpole was, and in fact, here's where the main cabin was. You can actually see the fireplace still there. Dining hall where they sang the song. All happened right here where we're standing.
So this is the spot, if you remember correctly in the movie, where Angela is talking to the little girl and she's talking about she wants to go home,
What's the matter? Don't you like to paint?
Well, this is the area it was in because here's the mesh wire and here's the foundation of it, but it's, as you can see, it's caved in.
I want to go home. I hate this place.
It's really hard to make this shot out, but there was actually a Coca-Cola machine right over here against that brick embankment that was actually part of the wall of the mess hall.
Can I get a picture with you?
Sure, Charlie.
And you can see right behind her is another part of the mess hall, which actually came out into a corner angle, and there was a porch right there.
Okay, everyone that's going on the nature hike, let's go.
And right below us was a sidewalk that came out this way. Slab of concrete that's still there underneath all this foliage. All the kids were standing around here. Some of the campers were coming out of that door. And right back there is the remnants of the old mess hall. That is awesome. We're in the exact spot.
Everybody else get dressed for swimming and meet TC down by the pool.
The screen door to the porch would have been right here. Remember the scene when TC is actually trying to flirt with Angela? Well, this is the tree that they're standing in front of. Angela was walking down the hill. TC was right here. How are you gonna call me? I don't even have a phone.
Where are you gonna call me? I don't have a phone.
Angela would have been walking right there, and of course, this is decades ago. This tree would have been a lot shorter. But pay attention to the way this tree actually angles. You can see the little fork in the tree, which of course years ago was down lower to the ground. Right here, the fork would have been there. Angela walked right down this path.
This is the splash shack. This is where the special effects guy had his own little area to make prosthetics, fake heads, mix up blood, so on and so on. They refer to it as the splash shack because he had his own cabin all out to himself.
Look at this lake, forgotten by almost everyone, except for movie horror nerds. Because right here is where the dock was, where she found the Jason mask from part 2.
I think I caught something.
Ooh, where'd that thing come from?
She found the Jason mask in the water in part 3 from part 2 of Sleepaway Camp. There was a dock here. That's also where they had the fireworks in the fish mouth. And right there on that dock, and you can actually see in the background where the other dock used to be, and that little rock wall off in the background is still there. So that's the shot, that's the screenshot right there from Sleepaway Camp 3 and the dock. In fact, look at those boards right there. That's the same exact boards at the end of the dock.
Hey, you know, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Shonk-conk. The tree that you can actually see in the movie, camera angle would have been from this way. The tree has been uprooted and all the sod and grass and clay is actually up in the air building a wall. But that's the actual bathroom where Angela approached, knocked on the door. There used to actually be a mural right there along the brick that's used in the movie. Maybe we should go up close and see if we can find some remnants of that mural. If you look down here at these cinder blocks, you can actually see part of the writing. This is where the mural would have actually been. You can see part of this cinder block, part of the writing coming down that used to actually be right here. There you go. So there's the tree, and if you look this way, the camera angle, which you can see the tree in the shot, which is actually a little over here, which is now fallen on the roof. There's the door right there that she knocked on. You can also barely see a window up there that's actually exuding light in the movie shot where the door is. There's the window that the light was on, right there, behind all that foliage. Check out the layout of this wood and the angle of this. You can see this in the shot, and of course, there's the actual netting from the screen window.
Why is this door locked?
On the door, which is actually now fallen off of the actual facade. You see how that tree's fallen right there, and if you circle this way, you can actually see where the volleyball court was. That tree there angles a little bit, and there's another tree there, which is where the girls' cabin is, which you don't see in the shot. Right across there was the volleyball net, a few of the campers playing a round of volleyball, an exuberant round, and right over there, through that foliage, is the boys' cabin, seen in the shot right here.
All right.
Even though the building is fallen over on a weird angle, that's the window that she actually looked in right there. She was standing right there, peeking in that exact window. Anybody home? Right down the hill from the boys' cabin is the girls' cabin. In fact, this is where they put the water bucket, pulled the prank, would have been mounted right up there. There was a piece of signage and it actually started right here, and there's the nail that actually mounted the sign into the cabin. Sign's been removed, but a little remnant in the form of a nail.
Don't you dare get me wet.
Oh, we won't.
You can still see the little stairways and the wooden plots down below, and the screen door still the same, just like the other cabin. And that's the girls' cabin right there. There's one scene where she's walking from the girls' cabin, which is down the hill, right up to the boys' cabin, which you can see is all dilapidated. This is the actual screen door, used screen door that she knocks on. Now there's a tree in the way that we can't close. But that's the actual screen door. She walks up here. Knocks on this exact door. Man, this thing's about to fall down. That's awesome. Girls' dorm, boys' dorm. So close, yet so far. We're coming up on the abandoned cabin from the movie. In the movie they say it's about a mile from the camp, and in reality it's only a few hundred yards. There it is, right there.
Molly, you want some company? How did you know I was up here? I followed you.
Stairs look exactly the same where the characters were sitting. And check out these two nails that are actually right there in the wood. Right there. The two characters were sitting there. One of the heads of the girls was right here, and you can see those two nails in the exact same spot.
It's so pretty up here, isn't it? Yeah.
Angela? Angela? When she opens up the door this way, you can actually see this wall behind her as she's looking off. Of course, right next to the cabin is where the outhouse would have been. They built a stationary outhouse out of wood right here. She would have dunked her head in the toilet with the leeches. Outhouse is gone, but this is exactly the spot where that scene happened.
Get up. What's down there?
All right. Right here, as you can see, there's bricks, cinder blocks. Basically, this is where the Schultz sisters met their death, where she burned them alive.
This is actually where the fire was, and there was the charred skeleton, and the other girl was sitting right there, and that's the actual cinder blocks. That's amazing.
Really amazing.
Little movie history right here in the middle of the woods.
Say no to drugs.
So how's it feel to be sitting in the exact spot of Angela and the girl that survived the entire movie, or at least we think she does. Of course, at the end, Angela pulled up in the truck and they had that slow motion 3-part zoom in. But both the characters are sitting right here where we're sitting. I wonder if anybody else that's horror fans like us have sat right here. High five.
High five.